It was the night of the grand company gala, an event everyone had been talking about for weeks. The ballroom was filled with the shimmer of golden chandeliers and the soft murmur of conversations. Guests in their best evening attire mingled over cocktails, but among the sea of smiles, there was one person who felt out of place. Her name was Lily, the young daughter of the company's CEO. She was wearing a beautiful red dress, her blonde hair neatly pulled back, but her eyes, wide and uncertain, scanned the room. You could tell she didn't quite fit in with the crowd, and though her father, the CEO, was by her side, there was a distance between them. The truth was, Lily was autistic, and while the crowd was full of laughter and applause, Lily felt more alone than ever before. She was standing by the edge of the dance floor, trying to look confident, but the world around her was moving too fast. People were laughing, talking, dancing, but no one was really paying attention to Lily. Not the guests. Not the employees. Even her father seemed preoccupied, lost in conversation with other businessmen. Her hands nervously clutched a small dinosaur toy, the only comfort she had in the chaos of the evening. Lily's world was often different from the one around her, full of noise and flashes of movement that overwhelmed her. But this time, something was different. Her father had promised her that tonight would be special, that she would get to be a part of it all. But as she stood there, she couldn't help but feel invisible. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying this story, make sure to subscribe to Kindness Lights for more stories that will warm your heart. We'd love for you to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep spreading kindness together. The janitor, named Mark, had been working at the company for years. He was used to being invisible in his own way. Mark wasn't a man who craved attention, and his job, cleaning the hallways and keeping the building in order, meant that he was usually in the background, unnoticed. But on this particular evening, something caught his eye. Mark was pushing his mop across the ballroom floor when he saw Lily standing alone. The other guests were laughing, dancing, and talking among themselves, oblivious to the young girl who had been left out. Lily was clutching her dinosaur toy, her face a mixture of sadness and confusion. Mark's heart sank. He knew what it was like to feel invisible, to feel like no one cared, and he couldn't bear to see a little girl in that position. Mark paused for a moment, looking around. He knew that no one would notice if he did something, but that didn't matter. He wasn't looking for recognition, he just wanted to help. He set his mop aside and walked over to Lily. At first, Lily didn't notice him. She was staring at the people dancing, her fingers fiddling with her toy. Mark knelt down beside her and smiled warmly. "Hey there," he said gently, "I see you've got your dinosaur. What's its name?" Lily glanced up at him, surprised. For a moment, she didn't say anything, but Mark could see a flicker of curiosity in her eyes. "Rex," she whispered. "His name is Rex." "That's a good name for a dinosaur," Mark said, smiling. "You know, Rex and I are great friends. But you know what Rex loves to do? He loves to dance." Lily's eyes widened a little, and she shook her head. "But I can't dance. I'm not like everyone else." Mark gently placed a hand on his chest, then looked around at the crowd. "Well, neither am I," he said with a grin. "But sometimes, the best dances are the ones where you don't care if anyone's watching." Lily hesitated for a moment, looking at her father, who was still lost in conversation. She looked back at Mark, her eyes unsure. Mark extended his hand with a kind smile. "What do you say, Lily? Want to dance with me?" For a moment, Lily looked at his outstretched hand. Then, her face broke into a shy smile, and she nodded. Holding Rex in one hand, she placed her small hand in Mark's. As the music played softly in the background, Mark led her onto the dance floor. The other guests didn't notice at first. But for Lily, none of that mattered. For the first time that evening, she wasn't alone. Mark gently twirled her around, moving slowly, carefully, letting her set the pace. As they danced, Lily's face lit up, and Mark couldn't help but feel that same sense of joy that he used to have as a kid, when dancing didn't require perfection, only the courage to be yourself. The CEO, seeing his daughter dancing, finally looked over. He was stunned. His eyes met Mark's for a moment, and in that brief second, something unspoken passed between them. Lily was smiling, really smiling, something he hadn't seen in a while. When the music finally stopped, Lily gave Mark a big hug, her little arms wrapping around him. "Thank you," she whispered. Mark gave a soft chuckle. "Anytime, kiddo," he said. "Anytime." That night, the company's gala was remembered for more than just the lavish food or the impressive speeches. It became a story of kindness, a reminder that sometimes, the smallest acts can change everything. Mark didn't need to be noticed by anyone, but what he did made a difference in a way that words couldn't describe. Lily's father, seeing the bond between his daughter and the janitor, approached Mark later, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," he said simply. "I can't tell you how much this meant to her." Mark nodded, his smile genuine. "It wasn't me, sir. It was just a dance." And that was all it took, a simple, kind act, at the right moment, to make someone feel seen, to make someone feel like they mattered. In a world where it's easy to overlook the people who need us most, remember this: kindness is never too small. A smile, a hand to hold, or a dance can light up someone's world. So, let's go out there today, and make the world a little brighter,